Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Well, it didn't take long for madness to escalate, so now we have two ministers calling for a curfew of men. Last night we had the Green Party's Baroness Jones suggesting a 6 p.m. curfew for men. She told the House of Lords such a move would make women a lot safer and discrimination of all kinds would be lessened. And now today we have that Welsh draconian lockdown minister Mark Drakeford. It says here, men curfew. Mark Drakeford would consider curbs in Wales as a temporary intervention. It says here, Welsh First Minister Mark Drakeford has admitted he would consider temporary local curfews for men to make women feel safer at night. Now, this is all in response to the terrible crime that happened recently and the alleged perpetrator being a man, more specifically, a policeman. Now, of course, this is a horrendous crime, but what are you saying that because one man allegedly committed a horrendous crime, then all men should be put on curfew? How can this even be discussed? How can Mark Drakeford even be asked this question on national TV? And how can he even be considering answering it? There is clearly insanity at work here. Or is this just more psychological nonsense being thrown at the public by the media and the government? We've had crimes like this before, but nobody talked about putting specific genders on curfew. We've had viruses before, and nobody locked the country down for a year. We now have ministers who are employing an overreaction strategy to everything, and they want to lock you away in your house at any cost, it seems. So a man commits a crime, and therefore all men should be put on a 6 p.m. curfew. Baroness Jones suggests every man in the country should be locked in their home after 6 p.m. because of one crazy man's actions. It could easily be argued that this proposition from this woman is ridiculous and her sanity could be called into question. So should we now consider that all female ministers are not fit to be ministers because of Baroness Jones? No, of course we do not. We shouldn't judge all women's actions based on this one person, but in her world, that ideology, it makes sense. And why stop at gender? He was a policeman. So why not ask for a curfew on all policemen, seeing that there is plenty of footage around the world of policemen beating protesters a lot of late, many of them protesters just sitting on the floor peacefully with no provocation. A curfew on policemen would make more sense in this whole ridiculous argument. There's no point discussing this madness, and I don't believe this has even been suggested in the public domain for any other reason than to test the waters, just to see how many idiots out there in the public will agree with this craziness. It's an idiot survey test, and another example of how no matter what it is, it doesn't matter now. Governments plan to overreact to whatever happens in order to restrict your freedoms. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to HugoTalks.com. I know I say this every day, but it's the only place I get to keep subscribers. And YouTube will suspend me again at some point in the future, and it would be great to keep in contact with you. So if you want to continue to get daily updates about my videos, follow me at HugoTalks.com, and I will see you later.